Hello, coffee loving friends, and welcome to another episode of the Home Brewing Series. Today we'll be focusing on the French press. This method of brewing has been around for a long time. It's a very simple immersion brewer, which just means the coffee grounds are submerged into water for a few minutes before being separated by a plunger. This brewing method provides a coffee with a heavy body, although the flavors, in my opinion, are more muted. I personally think this brewing method is great, but found that the one con is how gritty the coffee can be, especially towards the end of your cup. But stay tuned till the end, and I'll show you how I personally avoid this situation without using any kind of paper filter. Okay, let's get started. In this video, I'll be showing you two methods to brew your French press, and in the end, you can pick out which one fits best for you. Here is a list of things you will need. A French press, a water kettle, a scale and a timer, a cup with 2 spoons, and some fresh coffee. Alright, first things first, we gotta heat up some water. Since we're gonna pour all our water in one shot, I usually heat my water to 200 degrees Fahrenheit because I want my water to be as hot as possible throughout the whole pour. While that's being done, we can go ahead and grind our coffee. We'll be using a 1:15 brew ratio. Today, I'll be using 30 grams of coffee to 450 grams of water. Now in terms of grind size, I usually go for a coarse grind setting. Like in the last video, I can't really show you exactly how this grind setting looks like, but for a good reference, I usually go for a bit finer than coarse salt. So by this time, the water should be heated, and we can go ahead and preheat the brewer and the cup that we'll be using to brew. So make sure to toss the brew water from the carafe and dump all the grinds into the vessel. Then pour the 450 grams of water without stopping, making sure you pour vigorously to ensure all the grounds are wet. When you finish pouring all the water, put the plunger on top without pressing it and set a timer to 4 minutes. When the 4 minutes is up, you will notice that a crust has formed. Take one of the spoons and gently break the crust. This enables most of the coffee bits to fall to the bottom of the French press. Then take the other spoon and start scooping out the foam and leftover coffee bits. When that's done, take the lid and gently press till you hit the top surface of the coffee bed. Pour the coffee gently into your favorite mug and drink away. So that's the first method, which is usually the method people go for when they brew the French press. But if you're a person like me and personally prefer cleaner, sediment-free coffee, then the second method is probably for you. For the second method, follow all the steps taken up to the point where you break the crust and scoop out all the foam and sediments with the 2 spoons. However, Instead of taking the plunger and pressing it, put the plunger back onto the French press and plunge until you see that it touches the surface of the liquid. Then leave it for another 4 to 6 minutes. Go make breakfast or brunch, or go read a book, or just ponder upon life like I do. After the 4 to 6 minutes has passed, pour slowly and gently onto your favorite mug and drink away. Now you may be asking yourselves a lot of questions. What difference does this make? Does it taste any better? Is it even worth waiting an extra 5 minutes? From my personal experience, I can say yes to all those questions. The reason why the French press often feels gritty is because the liquid never has a chance to be separated from the grounds. So our goal is not to completely get rid of the sediments, because you literally can't unless you run it through a paper filter, but to reduce the grittiness to where you are actually able to drink the coffee from start to finish. By waiting 4 to 6 minutes, most of the coffee sediments floating on top should settle to the bottom of the French press. And for this reason, we don't actually plunge the coffee. We don't want to disrupt the sediments. The plunger is placed just on top of the liquid to act as a filter when pouring. So there it is. 2 very different methods to brew the French press. The way how you decide to brew is totally up to you. There's no right or wrong way to drink coffee because in the end, it's all personal preference. But with that said, I hope this video encourages you to go and explore the endless ways to drink coffee. Cheers everyone, and enjoy your coffee.